So today, I want to talk to you about the difference between internal and external in relation to anxiety. And I'm going to do that by telling you a story. Now, this is a story about someone called Jake, and Jake lived with terrible social anxiety. When Jake went out, he felt that people were laughing at him, he felt people were judging him, he felt people were talking about him, he felt worthless, he felt insecure. And on this particular day, I was with him, and I could see that he was really going through it. So we found a bench just tucked around the corner, out of the way from everyone, just so that we could sit down and Jake could unwind. And Jake said he couldn't go on like this anymore. He had quite literally had enough of the stress of anxiety, but he felt conflicted because for him, anxiety was his protection. So for Jake, the outside world, the external, had become this big, massive, scary place. And so internally, he had to get ready to confront that big, bad, scary place. He was basically setting himself up for the worst case scenario. But of course, the worst case scenario would never actually happen. So what he thought was going on outside was only ever actually going on inside his own mind. Jake had created this negative belief that as soon as he stepped outside, he would automatically become the negative center of everyone else's attention. Jake's view of what was going on out there was just a horrible reflection of what was going on in here, in his own mind. And because his view of the outside world was so ingrained and created so much fear, Jake felt that he needed protecting. And somewhere along the way, his anxiety actually turned into the protector. So when people talk about real anxiety and about being anxious, there can be a hell of a lot going on in someone's head. There's a constant battle between the internal and the external. And actually, the key to effective and long-lasting relief from anxiety is to unravel what's going on internally. And once you start working through your own limiting beliefs, just like Jake did, you'll start finding that the outside world isn't as scary as you once believed. So think about your internal and external views. What real tangible proof do you have that keeps you clinging on to your views of the world? And how can you change your internal views so that you can start living a life that you no longer need protecting from?